So I'm with Constance Smith, a corporate marketing manager and social media guru for a B2B business, and also a personal motherhood blogger. So hi, Constance. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really well. So what we're going to talk about is how fake engagement and followers are killing Instagram. So what's the impact of fake engagement and followers?
Well, I think it really does affect two people, two bodies, really. Obviously, the people themselves who are then either purchasing these fake engagements or getting themselves into these groups and kind of basically are just hurting their own brand and their own channels, because eventually they'll just get pushed into this silo where only certain people can engage with them. So they really are making a bit of a rod for their own back. But I think the people who then have the knock-on effects of this is businesses who maybe want to work with influencers and they see all these amazing kind of stats and statistics and they're fake, so their product isn't getting where it needs to. So it really does hurt both kind of parties in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my pet hate around influencers in general actually is there seems to be so much kind of weight put on the amount of the size of the audience as opposed to their kind of level of engagement, if you like. So do you think that might change? Because for me, it's all about, you know, how they engage with an audience rather than necessarily the size. But seems that influencers are kind of, there's a lot of pressure on them to have large audiences.
Yeah, and I do actually think it's already starting to change. I think we're seeing that change now where people are realising your smaller audiences, as long as they're a lot more targeted and more valuable. And I think businesses have kind of got more aligned to people opposed to just influencers. So they'll kind of see what their personality's like, what kind of things they align with. And if their business aligns with that, they'll favour them over maybe 1 million followers, which I think is great for both the business and the influence, I guess. So yeah, I think we are making a step in the right direction with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let talk me through, like, if you're a company, how would you go about spotting that, like, a kind of an influencer that's maybe up there kind of following a bit or kind of paid for some fake engagement? What are the telltale signs?
So my kind of little go-to checks before we kind of use any software, just what I'd kind of look at myself, and I even do it on my personal channels. I kind of look at their followers. If there's a load of followers where, you know, they're following loads of people, they haven't got many posts, they've got no profile picture, they might have a bit of a funny username like fake something or have loads of numbers in it, that's normally a red flag. And also kind of looking at their comments on pictures or their likes or whatever like that. The comments seem really generic and completely unrelated to the topic, just like emoji icons. So there is quite a few red flags, and I think once you've kind of got used to seeing them regularly, you can't notice, so you can't not notice them afterwards. And to be honest, it just comes across really cringe for the influencer. It is a bit, yeah.
It's kind of a bit embarrassing. It's a bit sort of desperate, isn't it? And it is it's a real shame that you know. And do you think that, you know, if you put your kind of blogger hat on, if you like, do you feel like there is pressure to kind of have a larger audience as opposed to a kind of more targeted audience?
Yeah, no, there definitely is. I mean, I think I used to get constant bombardment from people. These weren't kind of me buying followers or buying fakes or anything like, you know, the kind of regular purchase and things you'd think we do. These were regular people who were also bloggers, and they would try and like put you into groups to engage with each other. So I got huge pressure from that, and there was also, you know, quite a bit of cattiness around like likes and stuff, and it just got a bit silly, to be honest, where now when I look at influencers, I don't care if they have 80 likes or 20 likes or 800 likes. I look for real engagement, and I think that's so much more important. But the pressure is there, and I think in the modern world, especially for my generation, the generations who will follow, you feel like you have to have this massive online presence to even be anyone, when in actual fact it's not necessary.
It's so true, you know. I mean, I hope there is a sea change, because I agree. I'm a big advocate of advocacy, which is really kind of individuals that don't call themselves influencers, but can really sort of benefit a company just by word of mouth marketing. And I think, you know, that is really powerful. And it just does seem a shame that you're, you know, to be an influencer, it seems like that you have to have these large audiences, and there is a lot of pressure to get fake ones. So what about fake reviews? I know it's slightly off topic, but you know, that seems to be a real issue at the moment. There's a lot of fake reviews happening.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen it firsthand. I'll not name names, and maybe not in companies that I've worked for, but I have seen companies even put their own reviews as fake, and kind of done things like that. And it just, in my opinion, you can also spot them too. Sometimes they're a bit vague. They're a bit, could it be a review? Could it not be, sort of thing. And eventually you will just get sorted out because the reviews don't look genuine. You're just hurting your brand and you're hurting your own product. So I don't really know how we go around stopping them though, but I think you can see them looking at them if you really look at them.
Perfect. I mean, that's a really good lesson. So basically, the lesson I've got from here is that don't feel under pressure to have a large audience. Just concentrate on engagement, do your own thing, play your own game. I've got a mission for you. Actually, I forgot to set the timer, so I know we're a little bit over, but I'm not sure by how much. So I think we'll call it a day there to try and keep it as close to 5 minutes. But thank you so much. That was really, really interesting.
Thank you for having me.